Hello there, how are you doing today? Well, today I am making another camera holder. This time it's for the dashboard of the truck. Now, I'm not going to show you a complete construction of this because I want to get this done today, and it's difficult and I don't feel like setting up the camera and the tripod and all that happy stuff. But basically it's nothing more than a little board with, I believe it's a 1/4 thread for the bottom of the camera. Now the camera I'm going to be using is my little Samsung, which takes very good AVI videos, and it's a Samsung SL105, I believe. Well, anyways, I'm going to mount that onto this board, and what I did so far, if you noticed, using these little wire clips, which I've had for years. When I built my console for my 71 Ford Econoline years ago, I had a bunch of these when I did the wiring inside the console. Anyways, they work out pretty good. Now, you may ask, what the hell has this guy got a bungee cord on this thing for? Well, I'm going to show you in a minute. Now, first of all, the camera, this is the bottom of it. There's a little like a foam here, foam rubber, which I use contact cement to mount it on the 1/4-inch Luan. The camera has a tripod slot, screw in the bottom. I put the camera on here. Of course, I use a rubber washer first. That gives it a little flexibility and makes it a little easier so it doesn't bind. Actually you screw the wood onto the camera. Rather than the risk spinning the camera around and dropping it. So when the camera's mounted on here, here's what's going to happen. I take a regular bungee cord and I divided it down the middle. Now, this is going to sit like this. As you're sitting in the truck, these two clips are going to hook into the defroster vent. So I bent them out so that it sits into the defroster vent. And I'm going to show you that right now. Of course, every vehicle is different, but in this one, what's going to happen is this is going to be sitting up in here, okay? This has to be adjusted. And what I'm going to do on this end is I'm going to take a coat hanger. I'm going to drill a hole here and here in the board, and I'm going to put a coat hanger in here and let the coat hanger hook up underneath this part of the dash. In other words, there's no holes or Velcro glued to the dash whatsoever. These Velcro, this end here, goes into the duct. Now you see how that's hooked in? It's not perfectly in there. Alright, and then being this a bungee cord and it's got a little stretch to it, I can pull it up and hook it here. So that way the camera is sitting rigid on here. The only problem I'm going to have is the angle, because of this dash here, the way it's made, the camera's either too low or it's going to be too high, so I have to jockey around and maybe put a shim underneath the another piece of foam or something under the front end to raise this up. But anyways, this is something I can remove very quickly, and then I can do driving videos. So actually it'll be sitting just about like this. It'll have to be shimmed up on both the front and the back because of this ridge here. Now, most guys would probably say to hell with it. It's a 91, we'll just drill a hole and mount the thing permanently. I won't do that. I don't believe in marring up a vehicle if not necessary. So this is the way it is. After all, it's only a driving video, and I just want a way of mounting the camera. So naturally, I had to sacrifice a bungee cord, but that's no big deal. I get these things from the dollar store anyway. So I have to adjust it a little bit because there's my mark here. It's not quite in the center. But anyways, that gives me just about the right distance. These things don't stretch as much as I'd like them to, so there's very little leeway for error. So when I'm going to put the coat hanger hook, it's going to be one continuous piece of coat hanger, and it's going to just have a hole here and a hole here. And then I'll have the coming down at right angles, and then similar to this, it'll hook onto the front edge of the dashboard closest to me, like this. Well, most of my videos have driving videos have been done with a camcorder, but there have been some that I've used this very camera on quite a few times, except for the spy cam, of course. That was a different type of driving video where it was mounted to the grill, but I would never mount this to the grill. And this makes it a lot easier than trying to use a regular full-size camcorder with the flip-out side screen and everything else, because I don't want that big clumsy thing sitting up on the dashboard. This makes it a lot easier. And the AVIs this produces is pretty good quality, so I can't complain about it. So we'll get back to work here and I'll show you the finished product when I get it done. Okay, this is how it goes. I have to do a little tweaking here, but anyways, it's solid. Now the camera will just get spun around here. It clears this just barely, so the rubber gasket helps. If it binds into here, I'll just put another rubber gasket here and spin it on. This will allow me to turn it a little bit when I'm doing driving videos. Now you can see it doesn't hurt anything, and I'll show you. Pops it right off like that. Okay. And as you can see, there's a little hooks in there, and there's nothing more than just a coat hanger and a bungee cord. Yep, that's all it is. What I've got to do is just tighten these nuts here and adjust this a little bit, and may put a little tape or something on the end of these things so it doesn't gouge up my underside of my dash here. What's these rubber washers? I've got 2 or 3 more of these things, so I'll put them underneath there. In here, and the camera goes on top of this, sits just like I showed you. And then we're off and running for some more driving videos. There we be. All we got to do is turn her on, set it to video, we're good to go. Well, you ready to take a test ride with me? This is going to be a trial run right now. Let's go. Donuts over here. You've seen me come in here before with the spy cam on the grill. This is the digital camera now. Being cooked by the hot sun here. I don't know if my voice can even be heard. The sound was all broken up and you couldn't hear me at all, and just all kinds of noises. I've done driving videos with this camera before and it's never given me trouble, so but I've never mounted it on the dash either, so. And this little mount that I made for the camera enables me to turn the camera around so you can look at my ugly kisser when I am talking to you, and also I can swing it around so you can see where I am going, like this here. So you got the best of both worlds, provided the sound doesn't screw up. Well, we'll find out when we get home in about another mile, and we'll get the bad news on the sound. I wasn't expecting this sound to... Something must be wrong with the camera, because I've never had sound do that on this camera. It's always done a very good job on videos, and the audio track was always fine.